Greetings, beautiful people. Welcome. It's another day, another gorgeous, gorgeous day. So, wherever you find yourself, I hope you find yourself well. So, if this is your first time on the Conscious Creations channel, I am Tisha, and today I will be bringing you something absolutely magical. My last video was about pineapples. Because every time I come out here, I do a little something different. So sometimes we talk about movement and breath. Sometimes we talk about food. Sometimes we talk about herbs. It's just all a part of the Conscious Creations lifestyle being branded, as we call it, because it is a lifestyle. It is about wellness, balance. All these things that, well, not all these things. Wellness, balance, well-being. That kind of stuff, right? More of that. So, figs. The reason I want to talk to you guys about figs is because you see this. I want to get up close so that you can see it. So you see that? This is what a fresh fig, I literally pulled this off the tree today, right? So this is what a fresh fig looks like. And about 3 years ago, I planted a fig tree, and quite honestly, I think I started, if I can recall correctly, I think I started it because I knew that, well, the fig tree is mentioned in biblical texts, right? So there's something about this tree. What is it about this tree? And so I've been growing and nurturing the tree for about 3 years. So now the tree is about 20 feet tall. The tree is huge at this point. And I don't know if I can actually post it, because I think you got to have like a certain number of subscribers. I don't know. I'm still figuring out this YouTube thing. But in any event, so if I can share the, maybe I can't. I think I can. I think I can post the photo. I'll figure out a way to do it. But in any event, so I've been nurturing this fig tree for about 3 years, and so I've seen it grow. Right? I've seen it grow and I've seen different iterations of the tree, and as it's grown over time, I've learned new things from the tree. So one of the things that I've learned from this fig tree is its magical capabilities. And that's what I want to talk to y'all about today. So once again, I'm doing this for effect so you guys can see and follow me here. So if you look at the fig, you can see these lines that look like little veins going through the fruit, right? And you see on the bottom, you see, to me, right, what looks like would be in like the areola of a breast, right? It looks like a breast. You see the ring here and the nipple part, right? Now, but this is where the don't look at my nail, y'all. My nail broke. But so you look at, now that I've drawn attention to it, right? So anyway, so the fig is actually pollinated by what's called a fig wasp. And so this is the little hole where the wasp actually burrows itself in, and it pollinates the fruit. I mean, it pollinates the seeds because the seeds are inside of the fruit. So one of the things that I actually learned today is the fig is actually a plant that is a flower turned inside out, right? Who'd have thunk? I didn't know that. I learned that today. So, before I open up the fig, though, I just want to show you guys a couple of things. So, this is the part here, right, that is attached to the tree itself. So when you pull the fruit off the tree, this is the part that's attached. And so when you detach this from the fruit, you get a milky white substance that actually has similar effects of latex, right? So if you are allergic to latex, the milky sap that comes from this side of the fig may cause some irritation. But if you are not allergic to latex, it can be used for wound healing. So there's that. Now, the reason I wanted to share about the fig is because one of the things that became aware to me very early on was that the fig is a good fruit for reproduction, for your reproductive organs. because, y'all know, if you follow this channel for any amount of time, you know that, I'm very intuitive when it comes to, a lot of different things, but specifically when it comes to nature. And so nature shows me things. And one of the things that nature showed me early on is, again, what does it look like? What it look like, what it do. So that's one of the things that I really go by. What it look like, what it do. So to me, this looks like a breast. And it also looks like a testicle. And as I say that, the sun comes out, right? So, so anyway, this fruit is good for breast health. And actually, I read an article today by the National Institute of Health that confirms that. I've read a couple of articles, but I read one today that even more so confirms that. That they've done studies that say that figs, because of their high polyphenol content, they help with women people who are experiencing breast cancer, specifically the HER2, which I don't know enough about it, but from what I understand of it, though, it is one that is the survival rate is not very high. And so this certainly gives people who may be experiencing that or who may want to avoid it, which I'm sure all people do, right? It gives them more information and more tools to put in your arsenal and in your vessel, right? Because other than figs, dates have the highest polyphenol content, from what I've seen so far, have the highest polyphenol content of any fruit. Now, the reason that's important is this. Polyphenols are what's called they are a reducing agent. And what they reduce is oxidative stress, right? And oxidative stress is that process by which, let me back up. This will help maybe make it easier to understand. So we've heard the term antioxidants. We've heard the term free radicals, right? So free radicals are unstable molecules. So you get them from the environment, from things that you come in contact with. And what they do is they get into your body and they destabilize the other molecules in your body that are stable, because they're trying to stabilize themselves. But as they're trying to stabilize, they destabilize the other molecules. They can destabilize the other molecules around them, right? That causes oxidative stress. So what's happening in your body is literally like it's a fight for survival between these different molecules. And all of them, of course, want to survive because, everything wants to survive and to thrive. So as these molecules are kind of fighting it out in your body, it's causing stress, if you may, inside of your body. And that causes imbalance. So for you as the being, as these entities inside of you are warring, that causes imbalance for you. And so what happens is, and that is oxidative stress. So polyphenols can reduce the oxidative stress, and then adding antioxidants can help to reduce the free radicals, right? And help to cure your body and get rid of free radicals, right? Or to stabilize things so that you are not as impacted by free radicals. I trust that makes sense. So one of the things when it comes to antioxidants, one of the things that you want to look for is the deep blue, deep purple, and deep reds, right? So when I think of all of these things, I always think about blood. I always think about blood because, it's, and also the saying, the blacker the berry, right? So it's quite true. The blacker the berry. So you want to get blackberries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. This made me think of a song. Strawberry, raspberry, all those good things. Yes, all those good things. You want those things because they are high in antioxidants that help your blood and it helps your body to fight these free radicals, right? Now, the polyphenols, they help to, like I said, they help to reduce the oxidative stress in your body. So this is all a systemic process in your body, but it's all according, of course, to what you are putting in your body, right? Because you got to give your body the right tools. You got to give your body the tools to work with to help you. Because if you are experiencing any sort of chemical imbalance, you want to look at what it is that you are consuming. Because people, we don't really think about it, and this is one of the things I talk about a lot on this channel, and share information with you guys. Everything that we receive is information. So from this communication that we are exchanging right now, or that we are having right now, or that you are receiving right now, you are receiving information. So this information, depending on where you are in your journey, what I am saying will resonate, literally resonate within your body. It will resonate, it will speak to your blood. It will speak to your cells within your body, and it will trigger something within your body. Now, depending on where you are, it may trigger a negative reaction or a positive reaction, depending on where you are in your journey, because I am simply giving information, right? So everything that we receive is information, including the information that we receive from food. And I always talk about this because I want folks to really get into the habit of listening to your food. Because what we do as people is we can consume and consume and consume and not be conscious or mindful of what the energy that we are receiving. And I've spoken about this before, but the energy that is in food is measured by calories. Everything has a unit of measurement, right? So in food, the energy is measured, right? So the energy in food is measured in calories. And so what happens is when you combine the energy in food with the sun, it helps your body to process. Because what happens is the sun acts just as it does with everything else. It helps to give life, right? It helps to give life and to perpetuate growth, right? And so when you are receiving information from your food, the sun helps to synthesize that and to use that information in your body and everything as energy, right? So follow me here. So now I'd like to show you guys the magic. So we're gonna open up this flower. I'm gonna give y'all your flowers today. So for me, what I do is I put my nails here and I just pull it apart, right? And so you can see inside, this is what the inside of a fig looks like. So I'm gonna try to get it up close so that you can see. That is what the inside of a fig looks like. And if you look at it from this perspective, for me, I look at it, it looks like the inside of a birth canal, if you look at it this way. And then this is the part where, where the baby would come out, right? And so you can see inside, you see all those little seeds? Can you see that? So the little seeds are inside, and the seeds, like I said, are pollinated by the fruit, the wasp, the little fruit wasp. Now, interesting thing about figs as well, they contain a chemical. It's called, I think it's pronounced serline. And what that compound does, when combined with UV rays, right, as we talked about the sun. I know I like to eat, right? So, but I'm doing this to show y'all something, right? So, if you have a skin condition called psoriasis, right? You can take the fig, and I don't have psoriasis, but just for a fact. So, but I have this spot right here that I've been working on. So, you rub the fig on the psoriasis. Get you some sun as it combines with the UV rays, and it activates, and it helps to get rid of psoriasis. So every time I come out, y'all, the animals, the insects, everything be like, ah. So It helps with psoriasis. So if anybody out there is dealing with psoriasis, get you some figs. For all of my sisters out there, grow you a fig tree. Start growing you a fig tree. Because most of the people I know have never actually seen a real fruit. I mean, a real fig fruit. They've only seen like fig Newtons, right? That we remember from being kids. But most people have never actually seen a real fig, a real fig tree, let alone a real fruit of a fig. But that's what it looks like. So sisters, grow yourself a fig tree, right? Because what you want to do is you want to eat figs as often as you can. Now you can preserve them. I have not yet preserved figs, so I can't really tell you how to do that. What I can tell you is once they start producing, if you have a healthy tree, it will produce more fruit than you can probably eat. So you want to figure out a way to preserve it. Once I do figure out how to preserve it, because right now, like if a fresh fig, once it's ripe on the tree, you have to pick it off within 1 to 2 days, or else it's done, right? The animals, I mean the ants, the insects, are gonna eat it, right? Because it's sweet and all this kind of stuff. So and I guess they just like it. So if you don't eat it within 1 to 2 days, it's done, right? But if when you do take it off the tree, you can't let it sit for a long time either. Same thing. Once you take it, I would say maybe a day it will last in the house before it starts to really wither. Because as you see, it part of its life force is that milky substance. And so that's what I want to get to when we talk about breast health and we talk about health, testicles, right? So this video, I think I'll title this video Titties and Testicles, because that's really what that's really one of the things that it really helps with is reproductive health. So when I look at the fig and I see that it produces this milky substance, right, like latex, right? What do we use latex for? We use it for protection, right? So we use it for gloves, we use it for condoms, we use it for protection. So but that is that milky substance. Like I said, you're not eating that substance, but you can use it for your wounds, as I've stated. But when it comes to the fruit itself, you want to consume this because of the high polyphenol content. Because it helps to reduce the oxidative stress. And just so you know, oxidative stress can cause everything, all of these major ailments in your body, such as heart disease, cancer, diabetes. So all of these things can be prevented when adding certain things to your diet and making sure that you have the right balance of certain things in your diet, like antioxidants and polyphenols. So for my sisters, figs for your breast health. Figs for your breast health. Figs for your breast health, right? Figs also for your reproductive health, right? Because if you remember, there's a scripture in the Bible that talks about Adam and Eve being in the garden, and once they realized they were naked, they covered themselves with fig leaves. And what that makes me think about is not I don't take these things from their literal context, right? I'm looking at it. I'm really looking at it from the context of vulnerable, right? Being vulnerable, feeling exposed. And so what I look at with that is the original separation between the masculine and the feminine principle, or the masculine and feminine polarities. And so it was in that realization that now we were able to see each other. Right? We were able to truly see at one point we were able to truly see each other. And once it's when we started believing that we were separate from each other and not able to see one another, right? To see one another, right? It caused this fissure in our energies between the masculine and the feminine. It caused a fissure in the energy that caused us to feel separate and not in union with one another. And I look at the fig as a unifying force, because it is the fig leaf. If we're to believe what the scriptures say, right? It was this fig leaf that gave covering, right? It provided covering for the masculine and the feminine feeling exposed. And so when I look at, and even if we are to take it to its literal place, right? And if we are to say, looking at it literally, if you look at the fig leaf, and I'll have to post one of those too. If you look at the fig leaf, it quite literally looks like a penis. It looks like a penis, or the ovaries and the womb. Same principle, right? Same principle. It's just, and so let me just show you. Oh, well, you can look at it on my necklace, right? So I look at it too as like the Ankh, which means it's a symbol for eternal life, a masculine and feminine, which is we need both for eternal life, right? And so I look at it like the womb and the phallic symbol, right? Or the womb, the ovaries, and this would be the birth canal, right? So however you want to look at it, there is something about this tree. There is something about this fruit that helps and serves as a unifying force. There is something about this tree that brings together these reproductive forces. And so I'm not sure if anybody else has been feeling this energy, but one of the things that I've been feeling lately is, thank you, Spirit. One of the things I've been feeling lately is cramps, right? Cramps in in my sacral chakra area. So I don't know if it's, ovaries, whatever the case may be. But what I do know is that it's the fact that I'm having this conversation today. Again, because a lot of this information I'm giving you guys is coming to me as I'm speaking to you. It's literally coming to me. This is why I always tell y'all I like to come out in nature, because nature gives me so much information. The sun is an information channel. It gives us information. It gives energy, which is information, right? So there is, and some of us it's happening, there's this sacral and root chakra healing and balancing, because for a while the reproductive energies were imbalanced, and some of us have been called to heal this energy, to heal this energy and to help heal this energy. And so in doing so, I believe that the universe, nature, God, the creator, whatever the force is, right, that you use to describe it, there is a force that is wanting us to come together, right? To come together in balance. And so we're feeling these energies literally in our vessels as this is happening in real time, right? As these forces are being drawn together, we are feeling it so that we can heal it, right? Because you gotta feel it to heal it, right? And so what I am saying to you guys in my moment of vulnerability is I'm feeling it in my sacral chakra area. I'm feeling it in my root chakra area. I'm feeling this energy. And so one of the things that I've been doing also is eating mangoes, because I live this. So what I'm telling y'all to do is exactly what I do. So I've been eating mangoes because mangoes are orange. Mangoes correspond with the sacral chakra. Eating more mangoes, eating more berries. Like I said, that's for your root chakra. But specifically, when we talk about these two lowest chakras, we are talking about the seat of foundation. So we're healing this initial. Thank you. So we're healing this initial wound, this initial root chakra wound that, in essence, caused the whole house to be built on an instability, on a foundation that was not stable. Right? As I look over and I have my red towel today, right? And I just got it because it's thick, but I didn't expect to really talk about this today, but it is what it is. So as we're healing this foundational energy, you may feel this shift, right? Because remember, we are connected to nature. And so as nature grows, as nature expands, as nature heals, anything that is connected to nature is going to feel that energy. And so this is why it is important to keep yourself, hydrated, to keep yourself, getting the energy of the sun, so that you are not thrown off balance when these things happen. Because the goal is to bring stability. That's the goal. The goal is the goal is to have this stable foundation and to truly be able to build from a stable foundation. So root vegetables, that would be yams, beets, like I said, cherries, strawberries, those are the things for the root chakra. If you're feeling it in your sacral chakra, and you may be feeling it in both, as I have been. So in doing so, you want to do mangoes, oranges, orange vegetables, like you want to do squash, so things like that, to help you with that energy. So back to the figs. For my brothers out there, eating figs, and eating one fig a day, or one serving. And I don't know what that actually looks like, but I'm just thinking one fig, maybe two, if you can, if you have that ability. This is why I'm saying to grow your own fig tree, so you know exactly what's in the soil, you know what you put on the plant, you know what I'm saying. You are able to control what is going into the plant, because you're growing it, right? Or what's growing into the bush. So testicles, right? So I look at it the same way as when it comes to the breast, right? So when I think of that latex, that milky substance, I think of the creation of sperm cells, right? So in the testicles, in the testicle sac, is where these cells are. And so in order for these cells to be healthy, you have to make sure that you're giving the cells what they need to be healthy, right? Because what can happen is something called cell death, right? And that literally is the decay of the body. So so there are things that we can do, like what I'm saying to you right now. There are things that we can do to prevent cell death, of certain cells. Because, of course, when it comes to cancer cells, those are cells that you may want to experience cell death, right? Because of what they're causing dis-ease in the body. So, but what I am saying is to make sure that your body is not fighting itself, that your body knows the difference. You want to make sure that you're giving your body the right information, to take in that information. But for my brothers, eating the figs will help you in terms of your colon health. Because what can happen, specifically as men get older, as some men can develop colon cancer, which can end up resulting in things like erectile dysfunction. So one of the things that my company does is, in addition to, of course, growing figs and using different plants and flowers and all these sorts of things to come up with different teas and remedies for folks, we also have created a fertility, right? At least that's what it's called right now. It's called fertility. And it does have fig leaves in it, because, like I stated, the leaves in the figs have these compounds and these components that help to fight cancer, that can help with reproduction. And the reason they help with reproduction is because they fight the things that are against reproduction, if you may, right? So, and in doing so, that promotes reproduction, because there are things within our body that we need to get rid of. Like I said, as nature cleanses itself, there's things that we need to get to our bodies to get rid of, so that the healthy cells can continue to produce more of the healthy cells, as opposed to the cells that may be damaged, right, or diseased, needing to pass through, right? So my brothers, take care of your testicles so that you can, have you know, so that you can be erect for a long time. My sisters, take care of your wombs, so that you can create for a long time. Take care of your breasts so that you can nurse these beautiful babies for a long time. And eat your figs so that you can help with all of these things. Now, I don't have dates for y'all today, but maybe the next video I'll bring some dates. But what I've seen, I don't think I've seen, no, you know what, I have. I believe the date is that little, it's a purple fruit, if I'm not mistaken. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, it's these deep purples, y'all, these reds and these purples. We need those things, antioxidants. So I believe date is a purple fruit. It's a deep, deep, deep purple fruit. And so what happens is you've probably seen it dried. And if I'm not mistaken, it looks like a prune, if I'm not mistaken, but it's more brown. Don't quote me on that. But if you can, but if you find fresh dates somewhere, get them, because they are even higher in the polyphenols than the fig. Those are the two fruits that have the highest polyphenol content. You want that, you need that. Get that in your body so that we can continue to create, to procreate, to bring life, to spread life, to share life, to spread love, to give love. It is what it is, right? So if you are not familiar with Conscious Creations, we make all sorts of products using natural ingredients such as fig leaves. Visit my website at www.consciouscreations.live. Pick up you some fertility if that's what you need right now. We also have other sorts of teas, yoni steams, body butters, fragrances, all sorts of things. So whatever you need on your wellness journey, we either got it or we can make it. So until next time, you all, thank you so much for joining me. Love yourself well. You deserve it.